Hi, this is Russ and welcome to One Click Book Creation. First of all, let me thank everyone for your patience and support and that you're giving me the time to work out the problems with the template and the licensing, and I really do appreciate your support, so thanks very much. And what I've done over the last day and a half to kind of change it all around, I listened to what you were saying. I didn't realize it was going to be as difficult as it was, but nevertheless, I think you'll be impressed with the new version. So here I am on the home page, and if it's your first time here, I'll just quickly walk you through the navigation. We have two main navigation bars. You have the one on the top right here, where you can see other products about me and what have you. There's not much on the end of these at the moment because it's been a busy couple of months, but there will be. And then there's all the legal stuff, and then there's the frequently asked questions and support. We'll go to that page in a while, but just be aware of where it is. Then we have the home button. And clicking on here from anywhere in the site will bring you back to this page. And I'll skip this one, but I'll go to other courses. There's some other courses in here which you might be interested in if you have problems with managing time, etc., or you want to improve with Photoshop, and they're in there. But the main menu is the One CBC apps and books. So if you've bought the Kindle, the Pro version, the client version, the video training, it'll all be in here. So all you need to do is mouse over the menu bar, and then you get the drop-down menu. Now, if I start at the bottom, there's a client license upgrade for those of you who are interested. And then there's the how to publish your book on CreateSpace and Kindle. That's my ebook, which you'll be getting free. So if you click here, it will take you to the page to download that. Next up, we have other downloads. Now, this is the other bonuses from Dennis Becker, Amy Harrop, Lynn Jordan, etc. You'll find these in here, okay? And moving up, if you've got the Working with Word Images training, that's here. And then moving up one more, we have the Word Video Training. Now, if you click on this Word Video Training, that'll tell you what's actually in the training itself. Now, you'll notice that some of these have asterisks in front of them. Now, the asterisks are free training. Everybody can access these. Whereas the ones without asterisks, i.e. certainly in sections 4 and section 5, that's paid training. So if you haven't bought the video training, you won't be able to access these. Because I've had to minimize my screen for the video, if I just scroll up a little bit, and if I come down to create new book, you'll see that the first 5 videos are free access, because this is the essential stuff, but then the remainder are not. Okay, that's paid training. Setting up Word is free, create your delimited file, and the getting started. Now I will change this, I missed it. But you don't have to request or activate your license anymore. So you just have to download and install the application stroke template. If you bought the Kindle app, you'll find that in here. And if you bought the professional app, that's here. And the client versions, you need to click on this, and then you'll be able to access the client versions. For the client versions, please note at the moment, for the duration of this launch, I have to add the client versions manually to your account, because the way JVZoo is set up, it won't let me divert if you buy the Kindle or the Pro versions. So that's why there might be a slight delay. But the key aspect here is you have the client license. So you can use the Kindle or the professional apps, which you can go in and download. And you can use them for your own books and for other people's books. And then I will add the client license to your account, and then I will email you and tell you when it's done. Okay, so there might be a short delay purely because of the time zones, and I might be asleep in my bed or something like that. But if you bought the client upgrade, you will get it. But just bear with me on that because it's manual just for the next week or so. But anyway, that's enough of me rabbiting on about that. Let's get down into the nitty gritty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to download the Kindle app. If you've got the professional, you get it here, but the Kindle app is here. So I click on Kindle, and after a second or so, the page will open. And it comes with a personal license only, okay? So that means you can only use this on your own books. I will be removing this bit, but you scroll down to where it says Downloads. And you'll need to click on this link here, where I mouse over the blue title. And then if I click on that, then I use a download manager, so that gives me this download link. But what you'll do, I'll just put this on my desktop, and that's 3.5 meg approximately. And let me just get out of full screen if I can do that. What will happen for you is up here, depending on your browser, I'm using Firefox. What you'll have here is that will log the file here, and if you right click on it and then select, it's going to be something like open containing folder. That will show you where the actual executable has been downloaded to. So you need to find where you've downloaded it. Same with any downloader, but it's easier if we actually work off the desktop. So I'm going to go there now. And here we see the OneCBC setup. Now, because of different computers have different rights and privileges, we need to run this as an administrator. And to do this, if you're logged in as administrator, then that's fine. But if you're not, you have to right-click and then select Run as Administrator. And then depending on what your user rights are, you might get a box where you need to enter a password as an administrator to do this, but I don't know, okay? But it's because it depends on your computer. And then check that you're actually running the latest version. As you can see here, where my mouse is, it's saying 15.03.04. This is how I do my versioning. I do it it's year, month, day. So this is the 15th of the 3rd month, March, and it's the 4th. So always check that you've got the latest version of the software. And then we click Next. And then you need to read and accept the agreement. I won't do that now because I'll get on with the video, and you need to accept it. Then you click on Next, and again, just a reminder that are you an administrator, or do you right-click and select Run as Administrator? Because if you didn't, there might be problems later on. So please make sure that you do. Then we click on Install, and then it extracts and registers. And as you can see, it's put some files on the desktop, because that's where we're going to work for the first part of this video. I have a YouTube channel here where there's loads of videos for if you're running Vista and Word 2007 or Word 2010 on Vista and Windows 7, etc. So I'm running Windows 7 here in Word 2013, but the chances are you're going to be running something differently. So please go to the YouTube channel and watch the corresponding video if you need to, or it's in the website here under Word Video Training. So you can click on Getting Started, download and install the application template, and then you can see all the videos here. Here's the Windows Vista, here's the Windows 7. I've recorded a video for each of these, so I hope that helps. Just minimize that, then we click on Next. And because we want to set up Word, we're going to leave the tick in the box, and then we're going to click Finish. And then what will happen is the template will load, but you will get this security warning, because this is the default settings for Word. Word will not allow macros to run. You have to manually change it. Okay, you can click on here for more details. So then it's telling us there is a security warning. So what we need to do is we need to go to Trust Center settings. Now, if you can't see this box here for some reason, you can look down at the bottom here, we have options. We click on options, and then we need to click on Trust Center here at the bottom. We click on Trust Center, and then we click on Trust Center settings. And what will happen is you'll see this in the macro settings section. You'll see disable all macros with notification. That's the default Word settings. And what we need to do is we need to change that to disable all macros except digitally signed macro, because my template here is digitally signed. And then click on Trusted Locations. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a trusted location to our desktop. Now, with Word doesn't like macros as such because there's the potential for them to be dangerous. But my template is safe. There's all security signed, etc. And rather than get the macro security message every time, if we create a trusted folder, Word will not keep reminding us of the fact that it's got macros. So what we need to do is we click on Add New Location, and then we navigate to where we're going to put it. Now for the purposes of this at the moment, we're going to put it on the desktop. And I'm just going to call mine Book Projects. And then I open Book Projects, and then I click on OK. And then you can see that that's now added that trusted location. Then I click on subfolders of this location are also trusted, because I'm going to use this to create basically my library, as it were. So for every book I create, it's going to go in here, and it's going to have a folder in this project folder. So then I click on OK, and then I click on OK, and then I click on OK. But the template's still disabled. Now, because you've downloaded this from the internet, this is going to show read only. Okay, if it doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised. So what we need to do is we need to save it into that Book Projects folder. So you can click File, Save, or File, Save As. I will do Save As because this is already saved on my computer. And then I navigate to my desktop, and then I find my books projects folder, and I save the template in there. But then I'm still getting the security warning because we need to update the system. So I save it, and then I close the document, and then I run the template, and the form will display. So that's the template installed and functioning exactly as it should. Okay, and that's what you want to see. When you get to this stage, it's working perfectly. Okay, now that's all you have to do to get it working. And then you can create your book and so on and so forth. Now, I really appreciate the help that you've given me and the patience that you've shown, but please appreciate that this is kind of early days for the template, and there might be other additional bugs. So if you please bear with me, what I'm doing is issuing this on a 60-day license. Okay, you have the full license, as I've said before, but purely for the purposes of this, I'm going to see how this goes for the next 30 or 40 days. And then if all is good, I will then be issuing your permanent licenses then. So what you can do is you can click on your book, and then you click on check license, and that will tell you 60 days. I mean, mine's 59 for some reason. It keeps doing it on this computer, but I'll show you something different in a moment. And then what will happen after 40 days, 45 days, because I've changed the system, and I will have to issue you your license manually. Now, I will be sending your license to your PayPal address. Now, if you don't want it at that PayPal address, then you need to come to FAQs and support, and then you need to change license email address, and then click on this link. Please put in change licensing email address as your subject line, because that will route it correctly. But please enclose your transaction ID as well, otherwise I can't trace it and it's going to be a nightmare, because I have to do all these license issues manually now. So please do that. But I'm quite happy to do it, but you just need to tell me. When you receive your serial number from me, all you do is you click here, and then you enter the license key here. Now, and then I'm going to nip back to Word, paste it in, activate, license is valid, and then I click on check license, and as you can see, it's now valid and it's licensed to Russ at oneclickbookcreation.com. So, and obviously your registered email address will go here. So that's all you have to do, and I hope you'll agree that that is much, much easier, but please bear with me on the licensing issue. So right, now what we're going to do is we're going to close the template, and we're going to close, and in fact I'm going to go to my desktop, because now we're here and we've got all these folders, and some people don't like working on the desktop, so you don't need the executable file, so that can go into the recycle bin. Now I put this shortcut here because we don't need that anymore, so that can go. And then we have our one-click book creation personal folder. Now these are all shortcuts which are on your desktop. Now you might not, as I say, want them there, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut those, and then we're going to come into OneCBC, and then we're going to create a folder, and then we're just going to do OneCBC files. And there's a reason why I'm doing this, and I'll just show you that in a second. So this is our trusted folder, and like I say, you might not want that here. So if you don't want that here, then what I would recommend is you put it in My Documents. Okay, so we click on Desktop, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cut Book Projects. And we're going to cut that, and then we're going to go to wherever your documents are, or wherever you want to put this. Now, my preferred place is in My Books. Now, please don't use your My Docs folder as such, because this is the trusted location with Microsoft, and everybody uses that, and it can be a security risk because of it. So please don't do that. So what I would advise that you do is you go to something like My Books, where this is what I have, and then paste that folder in, and use this folder now as your main book projects folder. But what we need to do is we now need to add that to Word. So we'll just open up a normal document, then we click on Options, then we click on Trust Center, then we click on Trust Center Settings, and then what we need to do is we can remove this one from the desktop by clicking Remove. Then we click on Add New Location, and then we add Book Projects, and then we select subfolders of this location are also trusted. Click on OK, click on OK, Then we can close that down, open up book projects, and we're good to go. Brilliant. Now, what about the other files which we've just moved into there? Now, again, this is just what I prefer. Now, I've put them there. So if we click on to load book details, and we've got my 1CBC files. Now, you've got your 1CBC getting started user guide and shortcut key. And like I say, these are just shortcuts. So once you've read the license, and you might not want that there anymore. So we can get rid of that. You might not want the uninstall there either, because you can uninstall that in Control Panel as in the normal way. But then we've got the delimited files. Now, there's a blank one here, which you can fill in. Sorry, that was meant to open. But what I've put here is I've put the books that I've written. I've got 7 books. Now, the one you're getting free is How to Publish on CreateSpace Kindle. So if I now load that, you'll see how that looks in the form. So if I want to see how another one of my other books looks, then I can just do that. So then all I need to do, as I say, is I'm using this as like my book repository where I just keep a record for every book. And then all I need to do then is load them, and you can then get on and create your next book. But of course, once you're happy with what you're doing, then you can delete those files. You can get rid of my delim files. Get rid of them. And then once you're happy with the program, the shortcut key practice user guide and getting started guide, then you can delete them as well. You don't need book project shortcut. Now you can delete that. Now if I go back to my desktop's now clear, which is exactly how I like it. I can delete those and we're good to go. And that's all you have to do. So I hope that's helped. I know this is kind of running on a little bit, but I hope it's helping you. If you have a license to install on more than one machine, then you can do so also. Now I'm going to show you, I have a virtual machine on my PC, and this is a Windows 7 machine running 2007. Now, let's say, for example, if you're going to if you have a virtual assistant or something like that, then you need the client license. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to copy that to the desktop. And this is what you would do if you were issuing this to your virtual assistant. And then you need to run as administrator. Now I'm getting this, again, because I'm not an administrator on this machine. It's asking me for my credentials, which is quite possibly what it will be doing for you. But then the install is the same. I check my license number, check the version number, next, and I have to accept the agreement, and then I install. And there you go. Exactly the same again. Takes a little while longer because this isn't as fast as my main machine. And then we need to launch again. But I'm going to have to go through the same problems of setting this up because this is a different machine to my main machine. So I'm going to have the macro issues and I'm going to have the other problems. So there we go. I get the security warning because again, this is Word straight out of the box. This is a clean install for me. I've got nothing on here apart from this. So I have to do OK. And then I see this digital signature is invalid and cannot be trusted. Well, Word is just telling me the default, but it says signed by Russ, me, certificate expiration, and it's a Thought SHA-256, and that's secure. So I have to click on show details, and then I want to see the certificate. Now I don't actually want to read it, though you can if you want, but click on install. And then you'll see the import wizard. Then we click on next, and then select place all certificates in the following store. Then click on browse. And then we select trusted publishers. Then we click on next, then we click on finish. And the import was successful. So that's the first step. Chances are for you, this is going to be read only again, okay? So what we need to do is we will need to save this to the desktop. So we'll just click on Save As. We're going to put it in our trusted folder again. So we go to the desktop, and I'm going to put it in, just create new folder. Like I said, this might take a second or two because it's, oh, there we go. Look, sorry, I did have book projects already in there. I should have cleared that out. So I save it there. And then I click on File, and then I click on Word Options. And then I need to go to Trust Center. Trust Center settings, exactly the same as in the 2013 version. And then that will be on there. You need to change it to disable all macros except digitally signed macros. Now we'll click on Trusted Publishers because we just added the certificate, and now you'll see my certificates there. And then we want Trusted Locations, and we click Add New Location, and we go to Book Projects. Wonderful. Then we click on OK, then we click on OK. We close the document because Word won't let us run the macros until we've refreshed. And then I open it. You can see the spinning wheel, and it's now about to load the form. Eventually, there we go. And here, as I say, here's the client version because you don't have the need assistance. So we click on Cancel, but of course you want to pass your license key to pass your VA, and then all they need to do is open up the text file, copy the license key, click on Enter your unlock key. Existing license is still valid, overwrite it. License is valid, and then we check license, and then that will be licensed to you, and that's what you need to do. And then we can save that, close that down, and then we can do our desktop tidy up again. We don't need that. Whether it's your laptop or it's your virtual assistance machine, they can then clear up the desktop just the same way that you have done. Now, I really, really hope this helps you. Thank you once again for bearing with me and placing your trust in me. I really, really do appreciate it. And if you have any questions, then please get in touch. But hopefully this will work swimmingly for you, and you'll be pumping out books at a rate you've never done before. Thanks for watching, and hope to speak to you soon.